it's fair to say that this is where the games I really love start. And to mark it off, we have my favorite racing game for the year. I definitely played a lot of racing games this year, mostly because I love the racing genre, but also because I love my motorsport. However, I had to make an executive decision and include only one racing game on this list, or it would get repetitive. The back end of 2017 saw the onslaught release of many a racing game title, most of which were much anticipated. I've got my hands on quite a lot of them, and basically all of them are fantastic. Dirt 4 was a lot of fun. Gran Turismo Sport was everything I hoped it would be. And Need for Speed Payback? Honestly, one of my top 3 favorite Need for Speed games. However, all of them were beaten out by this year's Formula 1 game? Okay then? Quick story, I'm not into the Formula 1 sport by any means. It's just boring! There's no real competition between races, and it's so lopsided in one team's favour week in, week out. And if you asked me, yeah, I wasn't happy with this year's championship outcome. Again! But playing the game based on the sport is a different beast entirely. So what exactly is it about F1 2017 that puts it up here in my favourite games of the year? Well, a bit actually. Of all the forms of motorsport, endurance racing is probably my utmost favourite. I love strategy and I love being clever, as well as car management and wheel-to-wheel racing. Most other racing games I've played don't really give me that, including Gran Turismo, partly because the AI is rigid to one setting. Just race until the tank runs out. Very clever. But this game takes her to a whole new dimension, with an AI that races both strategically and aggressively. I can dig that. The result is that there is a great deal of strategy involved when racing in each event. And I can't tell you how much I love it when I get told how my race is shaping up. Knowing the exact time and distance to my competition and if I'm making any difference or not, it's definitely an acquired taste, admittedly, but it's a taste that I savour. There is also the track roster and selection. They're obviously this year's events, but they're all great tracks in their own rights. It was also the last time that Malaysia hosted a Grand Prix, so you could say that having the Sepang circuit in the game is a tribute, of sorts. Speaking of tribute, classic F1 vehicles? Oh, this is joyous! Some of the most legendary Formula machines from the past 30 years are here, waiting for you to take to some of the modern circuits for a shakedown. Oh, but not just for time trial runs. You can actually race these things. Yeah, race them against one another. How cool is that? I can't tell you how happy I am to see these old girls back and in action. If there is one thing the sport is missing, it's that theatre of that glorious V8 engine buzz. I wish these days would come back. Actually, I wish the days of actual competition in the sport would come back. And that brings me on to something really neat. Finding the monotony of the regular gameplay boring? Try out one of the unique championships, each category having its own rules to shake things up and make things interesting. Reverse grids, double points, hot lap runs. These championship categories are really fun and enjoyable. They're all so good! As are each and every one of the invitational events, each with its own car on a different circuit with a different objective for a different challenge. Checkpoint challenges, overtaking challenges, multi-class races. There's variety here to break up the race-to-race norm of the game. But by far, my favorite aspect of the game is the campaign mode. The mode where you join whatever F1 team you want and strive to meet the team's goals. The amazing thing is that each team is realistic and not lofty by any means. If you join Sauber, like I did, for instance, they know that they're not super competitive, so they only request you to make up the minor placings. Join Renault or Force India and they may ask you to go for the points, with a rare podium being welcome. Join one of the big 3 teams? You better perform or you are out! There's a lot more to this game than meets the eye, and plenty more that I haven't touched on. It is an amazing racing game, and if this all sounds like your cup of tea, then I definitely recommend it.